Okay. So, um, when we talk about product and product strategy, it's important to understand how the product team evolves while the company grows. And this is the classical framework I usually do. And for sure, it's not written on the stone. In certain companies, certain roles comes earlier in the journey, some later in the journey. It's not perfectly fitted to any company, but I mean, on a very high level, it works. So when you are 110 people, usually you have one, two developers, one probably is the co-founder that write the code and run also the infrastructure, DevOps, SysOps, everything, and probably the product people will do a desk, the sales people will do a desk. So it's all in one. There are no segmentation in the roles. But while you grow, let's say 10, 100 people, um, at least you start splitting the functions. There will be one product leader that usually is a co-founder with a product vision, and then you do have UX, UI people. You have people that take care of the server infrastructure, and other people that are full stack developers, and so on and so on. You start having a segmentation. And probably you start also thinking about managers, but hopefully not, but can happen. When you are 100, 500, for sure, you need product management team leaders, software engineer team leaders. You start splitting DevOps and SysOps. And probably, if I would do it, a product data strategy that organize the data, make it reusable, trainable by LLMs, and stuff like that. And then when you have a bigger company with a big customer base, probably you start adding product marketing. Product marketing, in my opinion, as I said already, should report to product. Security is a red team, well organized. Maybe before you have a security person, but now it's a red team re- reporting to the CEO. You should start thinking about 24 hours round the clock cloud operations in order, to keep the system up and running, and so on and so on and so on. This is the way it works. Let's move to the other slides. So here we have a software production cycle. If you are an entrepreneur already aware of software, this slide is not useful for you. If you are a student, maybe. So this is the workflow on usually works building a product. You have the idea, you build a prototype. That means a small product that can be used to validate. Then there is the validation. So you go to stakeholders, so let's say customers or others, to understand if there is a need of if someone likes the idea. If the validation is done, you build it, and then you start selling it, and then you go live with the product, you set up with the product, you do the enablement, communication, and operation, and the customer uses it. Well, building means building and selling it, and then you do the setup for the customer, and then you go live. But this flow is very easy. What is important, in my opinion, is the ad slide. So there are many people, many offices involved in product innovation. Product innovation is not only an R&D topic. Why? First of all, let's analyze department by department what why they are involved in a product. Let's imagine we have released the product, or we are close to release of the product. Okay, new product, new feature, new function, you name it. Support. If there is a new feature, or if there is a new product in the suite that you have, probably you need to retrain the help desk people because they don't know how to support this. They don't have an history of pre-written answer and stuff like that. They need to be trained about the specific feature to solve specific problems. So support team is involved in this way. Operations. I mean, before selling a product, you need to define price list, change the contracts, adding the product name, update the CRM with new SKUs and stuff like that. So operation and IT are involved. Training, new product, training for everyone, training for internal team, training for customers, training for partners. So the training team is heavily involved to train about the new product. Marketing, new marketing for new segment, new keyword on AdWords, a new outbound strategy, new social, new demo corner at the events for the new features, a specific speech, a specific podcast, you name it. There is a lot to do from a marketing perspective to promote a new product or a new module or a new feature or a new release. Sales, same. If you sell something new, you need to be trained on pricing, on pitching, on solution consultant, on demoing and everything. HR. HR is if you have to build a product and you don't have enough resources or enough industry skill, recruiting is very important. Internal promotion to move people to the new product team or idea is still important. As you can see, building a new product is a long, long, long journey that involves all the offices in the organization. Then, why when I innovate, when I build the product, what I can do three things. I can make it, so I build in house. I can partner, so I'm making an alliance and embedding OEM, a feature made by a third party company which is not connected to us, so it's a partner. Or I can buy. I can go in the market and buy a company that is the best in this product, or you know, it's the it's someone that we wanna buy because we love the team or we love the product or both. Um, all of those three scenarios have upside and downside. Usually, you make when you have traction and capability to innovate. So a product team that can build, test, and deliver fast. If your team is more legacy and slow, or you have a huge customer base that monopolize your actual product, probably it's better to acquire something. The partner, it's a double-edged sword because I mean, what if the worst thing you can have when you are successful on partnership is what happen if the product I'm reselling is too successful. I'm hostage of the partner, so you have to carefully evaluate this. Then my second rule here is that the second generation of software win. Usually the first educate the market, the second leverage the educated market with nimble needs, with nimble solution that fits needs. For example, Salesforce, that is the leader since a lot of time, learned from Siebel and others what doesn't work. For example, installing on-premise server and blah 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 blah, and they create the cloud CRM and they are successful. Zoom, quite similar to WebEx, maybe sleek experience, but the pricing, the free trial was a game changer for them. And then it's easy for young companies to kill the dinosaur. So, in my opinion, the second generation of software only always win and not the first one. So, here we go with three interesting concepts I want to explore with you. First of all, the principle of induction. Principle of induction means that starting from a small detail, you can create a thesis about something. Instead of creating big thesis and try to build the business after 10 years, you are making a theory of everything. This is not how the entrepreneurs resonate. I hope you agree. And I want to tell you a story on how we have invented Docebo Coach and Share. Docebo Coach and Share is the social learning model that still, I mean, until I was in the company, was the biggest attachment rate in upsell and cross-sell with the core LMS model. The idea came when Google Glasses went out in the market, and I have imagined something like, you know what? Employees can record what happened during a training, like an evacuation, health and safety, recording live, and then upload through APIs inside an LMS. Of course, this didn't work, but What worked was we had created a thesis on how create social learning inside Docebo, allowing all the employees to share their videos or PowerPoint presentation in order to, share informal knowledge, not top-down knowledge trained by a teacher, but transforming all the employees in informal teacher. And this came because of Google Glasses. So from an induction, from a particular event, which was Google Glasses, we created a big thesis of peer-to-peer social learning. Um, the random discovery through innovation and be exposed to innovation. I mean, very often the biggest ideas or discovery came from other experiments. What does it mean? That random discoveries come if you are searching for something. If you are sitting on your couch, you will not have random discoveries. But if you are NVIDIA and you are researching to build the best gaming video chip, and then uh, crypto arrives and you are leading because were already researching something, and then randomly you discover that your product was suitable for crypto, and then AI come and you were looking for something because you were exploring, you were exposed to innovation, and you became the leader of the AI processing system. That's what means random discovery. M&A and innovate in-house are not mutually exclusive, but companies that are more M&A oriented usually innovate less internally and vice versa. It depends on the company strategy, on the company culture, and in the company stage. What I mean with company stage means that the more you grow, the more you need to focus on the core product, on maintaining your customer base, and you cannot move fast and break things as you was doing while you were a small company. You cannot make major releases without destabilizing the customer base, and maybe you have a very big sticky customer base and you want to keep it loyal, etc., etc. There is another scenario where M&A makes sense when you have to expand in adjacent markets. What are adjacent markets? Segments that are close to your industry but not in your industry. You do not have the knowledge to build the product on this specific segment, and so it's easier to go and acquire outside all the knowledge, the product, and so on, and integrate in your core product instead of spending 3 years on building the knowledge and making mistakes. Try to innovate internally. So I believe that from a strategy standpoint, this Boston Consulting Group metrics is beautiful. I mean, in the bottom, in the horizontal line, we do have the market share. In the vertical line, we have the growth. Okay, so if you have a product which have low market share, low growth, it's called a dog, and usually you have to dismiss this product. I mean, it's not useful. Then you do have a product with high growth